Welcome back to Laugh Through It All. I'm your host, Tracy. Come listen in as my co host for today, Stephanie, and I talk about my love for some blue collar men, dating, farmers only, and so much more. So, when I was doing my hair, I literally felt like Nellie Olson because I just wanted to freshen up
I think it looks great.
and a hot mess in the back. So, I
You
just
That's
can't turn
just
around.
business in the front, party in the back.
Exactly. I look like I'm put together if you just look at me this way.
You don't have to even show anybody the back. They say what the back of your hair looks like is none of your business.
That's right. And can we just talk about how I literally was waiting to log on with you because I all of a sudden came up with just ridiculous heartburn. I don't understand the bullshit that we've got to go through.
That comes with age.
Yeah, how old are you again?
I'm 44.
Okay, yes, yeah, I'm 51. So all of these things I just am not ready to deal with. I mean, I've dealt with the old lady chin
Chin
hair.
hairs. I haven't gotten any chin hairs yet. I'm
Oh,
waiting.
and let me tell you something, you won't know that you have a chin hair until it's about this long.
Yeah, and you see it outside at your son's soccer games.
When you feel it wave, it flowing and hitting you in the face, you're gonna be like, "What is on me?" And then you're gonna realize that it's attached to you.
Oh my god, I'm not ready. Yeah, it's
Probably
probably a new ailment.
probably. And you know what? If I asked my doctor, she'd say, "Oh, you're probably going through perimenopause." Because there
Which
again,
falls into every category. Everything that
every
I
single
say is
category.
perimenopause.
I am just coming off of, let's see, like a 23-day period.
I
Life
haven't
is
had a period since
grand.
December, so and I'm not pregnant. Yeah, but my levels are fine. Every night I have hot sweats.
Read some of the signs of perimenopause, and I'm like, well, typically I have a normal, regular period. Great big while, I'll have like this, where I've got it
Yeah,
forever.
that's
And
so random. That's so
it's
weird.
just so stupid.
That is stupid.
I'm like, I haven't had a child, Lainey's 13. So it's like, okay,
Yeah,
I don't need it anymore. You can
right.
go.
Yeah, you're like, you can take it.
Yeah, you may go, but either just do it or don't do it. Don't none
Right.
of this half-ass shit where you
You're
come
in
and then
limbo.
stay for 20 something days is not
Right.
it does not
That's
work.
not acceptable.
No, and God forbid if dating anybody, that would get pretty annoying.
Yeah, it most definitely would.
They'd be like, I am not falling for this excuse that you're on your
You're
period
still on your
anymore.
period.
So tell me what's going on in your world. I want to hear.
We're just getting back in the routine of school. They're always bugging me, "Mom, do you have a boyfriend?" And I always tell them
Mm,
no, and I'll
mm,
let you know when I do.
yes.
So they're always on my case about, "Mom, are you dating? Mom,
Yeah.
let's bumble." I'm like, I am not bumbling with you.
I did do that once with Lainey, actually not too long ago. They know my social media page, so I'm on there a lot. And so I was doing that one time, just kind of looking at stuff. And I even showed Lainey one time. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, look at this. And so she starts doing it with me. Michael doesn't really ask things like,
Tyson is actually more interested than Stella is about dating.
really?
So he'll be like, "Mom, do you have a boyfriend? Mom, who is that? Mom, who," any text, any like random name he'll see on my phone. I mean, anything. He's like, "Who
Yes.
is that?" And I'm like, When it's someone you need to know about, you'll know." And I made a horrible mistake of introducing my kid to a guy too early, them up when we broke up. And it was a really big mom mistake. I felt like I just totally dropped the ball on being a mom and putting them first. And just a big experience that I learned. I mean, my ex husband and I have a rule that, no one meets the kids for 6 months. And I'm like, I kind of feel like that's a minimum nowadays. Like,
I
I
agree.
think it needs to be longer, to be honest. Like, unless I know it's going somewhere, I'm not going to introduce my kids to you.
My cousin, the plant guy, the one I dated like 3 weeks. I
Yeah,
mean, I
great.
thought, oh my gosh, this is a
Yeah,
guy who's actually treating me so nice. And
right.
the kids did know that I was talking to somebody. I mean, obviously, because you then start to have conversation when the kids are there or they see you texting more. And he had gotten me flowers. So there's no hiding that once you get flowers like a couple times. So I really remember, and it was such a good lesson, for Michael, is it was the first time that I had ever scheduled to go out on a date when I had the kids. And the only reason I did it at that point was because it was this guy's birthday. I had picked up Michael. I said, now listen, I'm going out to dinner, but then I'll be back after. And he's like, oh, is he picking you up? I said, oh, no, he's not picking me up. I said, I'm going to meet him. He goes, well, why isn't he picking you up? And I mean, there for a second, I thought, oh, he like gentleman. Why isn't he
Sweet.
picking you
Yeah, he's
up? I
wondering
know.
why. Yeah, he's like sticking up for his mom.
I know. And I said, because I said, I am not going to introduce just anybody to my whole world.
Sure,
You
right.
know, and I said, I could literally introduce you to him tonight and tomorrow it be over. Till I know somebody is right for
Uh,
me and right for you, they deserve to meet you. I said, no, I'm not
and
doing that.
I feel the same way, and I think I learned so many lessons with the last relationship I had. And my kids are younger than your kids, so I think if they get attacked quicker and easily,
Yep,
it was really hard on them when we broke up, and I felt awful about that. So I mean, there's a lot to be said for living and learning from that experience. Dating is dating. I feel like guys do not put in an effort anymore at all.
I
It's
agree.
so easy to just text, not make a phone call, not initiate a first date, not like do anything. And the minute they get bored or you don't say something they like, they ghost you, they block you. It's tired of it. And I feel like I get more and more jaded with every bad experience. I am on dating sites. I do look, I do entertain, maybe talking to people if I feel like the connection's there. But most of the time, I feel like it's easier just to be single and happy and focus on yourself.
Therapy session the other day, and I said to her, I said, I really feel like I am in the middle of a shift. I feel a lot of things in my life are shifting,
Uh huh.
and in a good way. And for the first time, probably ever, I have thought, I'm not in a relationship, but shit, fine with that.
Like all these great things are happening.
Yes,
I kind of feel that too, and I feel like the happier you become single, you're going to put that energy into the universe and attract hopefully someone on your level and your
yes.
quality and your caliber of person,
Yes.
you know.
Because I really truly, I'm on these dating sites. I really truly, I don't want to meet somebody on a dating site, and
I don't either.
that's the
It's
thing.
just
So
so hard to meet people in
ri
the wild.
right, I mean,
I said you don't want a bar fly. You don't want to pick up someone at the
no,
bar. Yeah.
exactly, and the thought of going to a bar and seeing somebody that's like a regular at a bar, no,
Yeah.
I don't
You
want
don't
that
want that.
either.
Yeah. If the bartender knows their name, you don't need to be
Right,
there.
I don't want that either. So none of my friends have anybody that say, "Oh my gosh, you're single. I've got a great single male friend for
I
you."
mean, wouldn't
Oh,
that be just easy and
wouldn't it be
nice?
perfect?
Patty Stanger, the millionaire man, shut up and like
Wouldn't that be
find a
great?
rich hottie.
Oh, but wasn't that you who sent me that? Yes, it was you that sent me that that little clip where it says our idea of a millionaire
Oh,
is
yes.
like a hot man.
A
In
hot,
reality, it's, Hugh Hefner
the
looking,
ones
like
wearing
that.
Speedos in Europe and France.
Our view and vision of what we want a millionaire match would look like isn't necessarily
I
what people would be after me for.
I don't even need someone to be college educated. I need someone to just be smart, just worldly smart.
Absolutely.
You don't have to
Absolutely.
have a college degree. I don't even
No.
care about that. You need to be street smart, has common sense to
No.
have good grammar.
Absolutely not. Yeah,
Ugh.
I love a tradesman. I I
Oh
mean, a blue
yeah.
collar man is
Yeah, I like a blue collar man
is my
too.
man. Because let me tell you something, nothing is more of a turn on to me than someone who can come and just fix anything that
Yeah.
I've got.
Oh, I love it when
So,
guys on the apps are like, I can fix anything in your house.
yes.
Because
Co
my love language is
come on.
acts of service. Do
Yes.
all of that for me.
Absolutely. So I will take a tradesman over a college degree any day of the week. Absolutely. I guess even educated isn't, I say that loosely because it is different
It's
forms
not
of
necessarily
education.
the education, it's the knowledge this person has. When I see someone went to college, I'm like, oh, good. I mean,
But I think it also shows drive because usually carpenters or plumbers or electricians, those guys have the drive to a solid, great career. And
yeah.
it's the drive. So you've got the drive and the goals to go to college and finish that, or you've got the drive and the goals to be in the
You
trades.
know, if I'm dating a construction worker and he's busting out 10-hour days, 6 days a week, I'm like,
Yes.
that's my man.
You are
I would
hot.
be happy. I would be like,
Yes.
go get that money, honey,
Yeah.
work and bring it
You
home to
bring that
mama.
dirty, salty self home.
Yeah, absolutely. I could get behind that.
Absolutely. We were talking about when you meet them in person or talking to them on the phone. I know we've talked about, and now
Very smart.
FaceTimes I don't do, mainly because I look like this when I
Well,
FaceTime.
right, like, well, not only the double chin, but also I'm usually in pajamas. I usually haven't showered for a couple days, and my
Absolutely
hair is
terrible.
greasy.
Yes.
I don't look camera ready. I'm
Uh-uh.
not ready.
No,
And you look awful on FaceTime. Nobody ever looks good on FaceTime.
never, never.
No.
My brother and I used to we would FaceTime each other sometime, and we couldn't even talk because the whole time we would like make faces and see what
Yeah,
we could
it's
do
just like,
because it's
yeah.
so unattractive. To mention,
FaceTime's for like couples, like people
yeah,
that
who
are
like
already
fall asleep next to
established.
each other.
Love you,
Oh,
honey. Like
we
goodbye.
can't go a night without sleeping together, so let's
Yes.
fall asleep with our
Or
phones
like,
on.
it's okay for them to see you at your worst when you're gross and
Yes.
no one
And
cares.
plus you have to hold it. I'm not around
Yeah.
holding it. You gotta switch every 2 seconds, then you gotta move the angle, and it's like, it's not worth it. So
Yeah.
don't even ask to FaceTime
Don't
because
ask for
it's gonna
FaceTime.
be a
But I'm just
hard
so
no.
happy when guys are iPhones.
Oh, yeah, Android.
Instead of Androids. It's like you can't FaceTime with an Android.
Definitely the first red
I'm
flag.
like, dang it. I'll let it slide if they're cute.
They better be a real good tradesman if,
I
they
know.
got the Android.
Yeah. What you lack in one area, I hope you make up
Let's pick
for
up
in
another.
another.
So what dating apps are you on right now?
I am on Hinge,
Me too, and I don't
Bumble.
mind that one.
Hinge is, I don't know. I feel like the people they recommend for me are like train wrecks.
Oh, any site I've ever been on, who they recommend is never
Yeah,
never
it's never
matches
compatible.
anything.
It's like
No,
you don't why and I'm always like, why did you pair this person with
right.
me? I don't get it. Bumble, which I feel like is the best
Yep.
for me, like
Yeah,
success wise.
yeah, I don't mind that one either.
Facebook dating is
Oh,
another planet. These guys don't respond.
yep,
They match and then never say a word. Like
yes.
I actually like Bumble because like it gives me the chance to be like, okay, I'm gonna put it out there and then if you respond, you respond. If you don't, you don't. And just those three.
Just those
just
3.
just
Just those
those
3.
three.
Hinge, I'm on, I would say mainly for me. Where Facebook dating for sure for my social media page, for Talking Trash with Tracy, for
Oh
sure that one.
God, yeah.
I mean,
You get
that's
a
a
lot of
gold
good
mine.
content from Facebook dating.
I mean, gold mine, and then Bumble. Yeah, I was on Tinder too. I get a lot of stuff from my page
I
there.
was blocked. I was banned from Tinder like 3 years ago, and I've never been able to get back on.
How do you get banned from Tinder?
I never know. I don't know why. I didn't get like a reason or
What?
no.
They just say you're banned,
Yeah.
or you just couldn't log in.
I couldn't I couldn't like they're like this email is banned. Like you can't.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I was never able to be a Tinder rat, which is fine.
Oh
I don't mind.
gosh, bless your
I'm okay with
heart.
it. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, you're not
Next time
you're
we hang out, I'll have to see your Tinder matches.
really not missing anything.
I
Yeah.
know. It's all the same.
I was gonna say, even people say, "Well, have you tried the paid ones, Match or eHarmony?" They're
Yes, and
the
they're
same
all
thing.
awful.
Yeah,
They
there
even
it's
have more trolls, I think, than the free apps sometimes.
I
Creepy
don't
men living
see
in their mom's basement at 40 years old and like
yes. I don't
gaming
see
all
any
day.
difference between the paid and the not in
I don't
my
either.
8 years of singlehood. I mean,
I
I
even tried Farmers Only for a hot minute.
Oh, girl.
I was like, I could get down with a cowboy. Right? No matches. I had a lot of young cowboy studs liking my
Oh my
profile,
god, I
but they
should
were
do it.
too young and they weren't local. It was all over the country. Like, I don't like apps aren't local.
Same.
I've tried them all.
Yeah,
I've done our time, even though I'm not 50. I'm like, I would love to date an older man. I'm down to date old. I prefer to date older, get stuck with younger. I shouldn't
yeah,
say stuck, but I usually tend to end up with younger guys. So yeah, I've done them all.
yeah,
None I could recommend more than the other. They all
no,
suck at all. I mean,
no,
nobody wants to be on a dating app. Who wants that for their life?
not me, but then
Not me
no,
either. But
no,
then how else do you meet people? And I'm
there's
bored. I'm
absolutely
bored.
no other way.
Stimulate my mind with some conversation.
There are people who take it so light and be like, "Well, it's a chance to get out and go do things," and I wish I could take on that type of mentality, but there again, another thing with my age, I'm just getting to the point where I'm, ugh, I've worked
It's a
all
lot of work.
Friday night, I'm dead exhausted.
Right.
Going out during the week, I'm tired,
Tough for you. Yeah.
and so then I have Saturday.
And you have kids half the time. Totally fine single. Would I be happy to have a partner? Absolutely. I do it on my own. Like I don't need a guy for really anything. I'd like a guy to take out the trash
Yeah.
and help with chores around the house and clean out the garage after the kids trash it. But no, I mean, it's like I'm so used to doing all these things on my own, but like it's hard dating and it's hard aligning, especially if you're a single parent. It's hard finding time to date. It's like I'm only free so many days,
Right.
which two of them are a weekday, and they probably, are tired from working all day too. So
If your custody schedules don't align,
there's
there
no
is no
chance
making
you're
it
ever
work.
gonna see them. No. I
No.
know.
So
It's
you could
unless
meet
you
the
have
most
older kids that can watch themselves.
right. Yeah, so you can meet the
And
most perfect match for you. It's not going to work because your schedules don't work. And then add sports in the mix. Even when I don't have them, I
you're
still have
going on the
games.
weekends. Me
Yeah,
too.
it really is difficult. And the guy I just went on a date with the other night, and the banter, the text banter and everything was really good. We had great conversation. I was actually really looking forward to meeting
Seeing
him.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, and we had similar schedules. He was attractive, well dressed, and then homeboy was still married. I
You're
mean,
like, "Why? Why are
come
you
on.
that if you're on a dating site while you're still married, it should say separated
Yep.
and the date. Like, how long have you been separated?"
And this was actually the first guy that I ever even entertained the fact that he lived in Canada.
He was a
He lived
Canuck,
yes, he lived right on the water facing like he was right
Detroit.
there. So he really tried to just pass right over it. "Oh, why didn't you tell me before?" And he's like, "Well, I didn't want it to ruin the chances, of us going out." And I'm
Well,
thinking,
it does,
it
sorry.
yeah, I said, that really is a hard boundary for me. I said, because
Yes.
over the years I've been single, I said, there's been a couple different people that, I even said, listen, I don't think we should go out. You're freshly divorced, and
No, they're not ready. I don't even think I wanna date someone that's, like, here, at least.
yes.
I would say at least 2 to 3. I mean, I would date them, but, like, consider getting serious with someone, I don't know.
Yeah, because and I tell people, I'm like, you know what, you are ready to have the fun. You're out of a marriage, you're ready to go out and date and just
Yeah, sow
have
your
sex
oats.
and just,
Yeah,
enjoy. I said, guy here, he in Canada, which I learned is first of all, he's only been separated since July. That's even more of a red flag.
oh my god.
In Canada, it's not final for a full year.
No, yeah, it's different, they have
So
different laws, yeah.
yes, and I kept saying, "So when will you be divorced?" And he's like, "Well, I am divorced." I go, "No, you're not. You're separated." He goes, "Well, I paid a
Yeah,
lot of money to be separated." I said, "Married, separated, divorced." And
right.
he goes, "Oh, well, not till July." I'm not till July? Thinking, could you imagine me telling my friends and family, "Oh, yeah, well, he's not gonna be
He's
divorced
still
until July."
married.
There again, it was such a I went out on a weeknight just getting over COVID. So it's like
Yes,
here, I had COVID, it's back to school, and I'm thinking, "Okay, I'm
it's
just
so
gonna
busy, it's so
I'm gonna do
busy.
it. I'm just gonna put on my big girl panties and do it." And then as soon as we sit down, I'm like, I could be home,
Gonna be so charming in person that I'm just not gonna
not gonna
care
be able to
that you're
resist."
married. It's like, come on, who are these guys learning from? Who is giving tips?
I don't know.
We need a real life what was that guy's name? Hitch.
It was
Hitch.
I don't get it. I don't get
They're
it.
jokers and clowns. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how I have to laugh. Like, I mean, there are still situations where I'll feel like, man, that one really stung because I was excited to meet a guy or
Sure.
whatever. But on the whole, I just have to shake it off. Like
Yes.
Taylor says, you just got to shake it
Shake
off.
it off. Oh,
Who
you and your
cares?
swiftiness.
I know. Me and my swiftiness.
Taylor
But yeah.
Swift or Dave Matthews Band? Which one are you gonna pick?
Oh my god, you can't do this to me.
I
I mean,
have to.
I have to pick Dave because I've been a fan since I was 16, but I feel like I'm slipping away. I'm like Dave's just like kind of on my peripheral right now because I'm doing such a deep dive into Taylor
Oh my
that
gosh.
I just feel like I'm out of like intermingling going on. So, I'm like this weekend I need to play some Dave, take a break from Taylor.
So he knows that you're still thinking about him.
So he knows I'm still in love with him and can't wait to see him at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction next month in Ohio that I'm going to.
Oh, girl.
And seeing him in Mexico for 3 days in January.
Wow.
So Dave still has my heart.
Yeah, see, I've never had that kind of love.
You should start with Tay. You should start with Taylor.
I
It's a rabbit hole. Dave's music is like not for everybody.
No, and I like Dave
Taylor
Matthews,
Swift
yeah,
is so relatable and like
sure.
just heartbreak and good times and being a woman in society and just like go women. Like I just love her. I love what she's all about.
And then you put her with, Travis Kelce.
Oh, daddy.
He is
I'm
so
not crazy about the stash she's rocking right now without the goatee or
mhm,
without the rest of the facial hair,
agree, agree.
but he's fine.
He is fine, and I just love the way he, like I love
Loves
anybody that
her. He loves
yes,
her.
yes, that just, that
Dotes on her. He
security.
dotes on her.
Yeah,
He
I
dotes
I
on
still
her.
remember when they first started dating and he, kinda, led her to the car, and his arm that arm on the
So
lower
sexy.
back. Oh, God.
Guys don't understand. It's
How
minimal
easy it
effort.
is.
It's so easy to
It's
impress a
so
woman.
easy.
Open a car door, open a door,
Yes.
pick up
I
the
mean,
fucking tab.
the amount of power that that hand on the small of your back,
So
girl.
nice,
eh,
so nice. It's like they take charge, they're just leading you into a
yes.
room.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's such a security and yet such a turn on.
Masculine, it's so
Oh,
yeah, it's like a basic instinct. It's just you feel, "That is my man."
yes, you feel taken care of. And I
Yeah.
mean, I know you probably feel the same way. It's like I feel like I can protect myself. So someone needs to be more of a man than I am.
Right.
And so because I need to feel because sometimes you do still feel like you need someone to just to take over and take care of.
Yes, sometimes you just want a manly man that just
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
I don't
You
need
know,
anybody, but it'd be nice to have.
right. It's like I don't need someone to come in and pay my bills. I need some
No.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not, that would
I
be
mean, go
great.
ahead and pay him if you want, but yeah.
I mean, if you do you, if that's what you need to do.
Right, to make me feel loved. That's okay, you can pay
Yes.
my phone bill.
Right, yes, but when I say I want a manly man, it's like that's not what I mean. I mean all the other little things that make you
Yeah.
feel secure and safe. I mean, I grew up with a dad who was very manly man, you
My
know?
dad was too. Well, my dad is. He's could fix anything.
Same.
He and held down a job and took care of his family, like,
Yeah.
and that's what I would want in a partner.
Right. I still to this day clearly remember I was an adult and I was married and we went to Disney World and crowds still kind of freak me out a little bit. And I'm a
Yeah.
roam like I don't pay attention to where I'm going. So I
Yeah.
need someone like if you and I were together and we were walking through a crowd, more than likely I'd have my hand
I'd
on a
have a
belt
leash
loop
on
or
you. I'd
yeah,
have
or
a
on your
leash on you.
purse or something
Yeah.
because I need someone just to guide me around. They were starting the parade and so I don't know if you've ever been to Disney World, but they block off the streets then so you can't, go across and things like that. My ex-husband went through, my mom went through, my kids went through, my dad went through, and then here I am. They stopped me.
Mm.
And I was like terrified. I'm like, no, but that's my family right there. Everyone still keeps going. And then here's my dad turns around, you
Oh,
know, and he came back and he just took his hand and he reached over the crowd and just got my hand and pulled me through. And I'm just like,
grabbed you. Oh,
yes, exactly.
daddy.
Thank you, dad.
Such a manly move.
Yes, exactly. And
Yeah.
so, you have that for someone to live up to. That's just how you want to be
And,
taken care of.
my brother helps me with like the manly things around my house. I have good neighbors that help me when I bug the husbands to come help
Yes,
me
rent a
turn on my
husband. I call it rent a
sprinklers or
husband.
yeah,
Yes,
exactly. But like, my brother also takes care of me in those kind of ways. So it's like I have two men in my life that were always helping me do manly things around. I need a definite masculine man.
same. Because, like my dad is redoing my bathroom now,
Aw, that's so
yeah.
nice.
And I said to him, I said, I honestly, I don't know what I will do when I don't have you because I don't
I
have anybody
know.
else that I can just call and just come take care of
Drop it everything
something.
and help you. I know.
Yes,
Parents are the best. That's another podcast topic. We could probably talk about that for
for sure. Because it's kind of scary. But then again, I also don't like to just ask people for help,
I don't mind. Do this. I'll
Yeah.
feed you and I'll come help you next time.
Right. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know what I'll do when my poor dad can't do it, but thankfully for
I
now,
know.
I
You don't
don't
have to
have
worry
to
about that.
I do not have to worry about
I
that.
can't wait to see your bathroom.
I know, I can't wait for it to be done. It started very beginning of summer, and then
Okay.
he had just gotten started, but then they went to Florida for a month, and
Okay.
plus then had my emergency
Gallbladder
gallbladder surgery,
removed. Yep.
and, so that happened, and then just when he was back and he finished all the tile in there, the floor and the tub and everything, then I got COVID, so
Yeah.
we're just
It's
now
been
gonna start again, so
getting back in the routine of it.
yes,
Yeah.
but now it's, like, normal not having it.
You'll just
So,
be happy when it's done.
it's gonna be so pretty, I can't
Yeah.
wait. Well, I think this has been absolutely amazing.
Wonderful. I've had a
It has
blast.
been so good. Definitely need to do this again.
So much more
Um,
still to dating that
I
we
mean,
didn't
we didn't
even
even
cover. Share horror stories, really.
no, definitely have to do this again, and anytime you're ready, I'm ready, so
Okay, tomorrow.
Well, thank you again for
You got it.
joining me. As always, everybody, do better, expect better, be better. Biggest message is laugh through it all. Have a great night, everybody. And we'll see you next week.